Hey guys, Jeffrey from Headstrong Training Systems here. So today we're going to be taking a look at the deadlift, and in particular we're going to be looking at the eccentric phase of that deadlift. And what position is that? It's basically the position from, say this is my locked out position, my ending position, how I'm going to get from here completion of the lift back down into my starting position. And so why that's an area of focus that I want to address today is because it might not seem like an area that you need to focus or worry about, but over time, little things where if that eccentric is performed inefficiently, that can lead to contributor problems. So say for example, if every time you're dropping that bar, it's banging onto your knees, or just throwing that bar down erratically, that's causing you problems in your back. Over time, that's going to bleed into your training and bleed into like affecting your body, and your body's able to handle stress. So that's why we're looking at the eccentric portion of the deadlift today. So when we get right into it, essentially think about it like this. When you're performing that eccentric phase, so dropping that barbell back down, you're essentially, you want to do the reverse of how you perform the movement. So say for example, if I'm going to deadlift, the movements that are occurring in my body is knee extension, so knees are extending, and hip extension through. So it's knee extension and hip extension that occurs during the deadlift. So what are the opposites of that? The opposites would be knee flexion and hip flexion. So when I'm at the top locked out and I want to come down, I'm going to be flexing at the hips and flexing at the knees in order to get back down. Now, what we need to talk about is the timing. So the timing of your knees and hips, because that's essentially what will dictate whether that eccentric is efficient or not. So how do we perform the eccentric? Basically, when you think about it, the movement that got us into that bottom position, which was the deadlift hinge, we want to be performing that same movement again, because that starting position, every time you're in that bottom position to start the lift, if you were to do like multiple reps in a set, that's consistent every time. So that hinge should be getting you into that correct starting position, and that hinge movement is essentially where your eccentric should be. So say this is me locked out, the eccentric should be pushing the hips back like in the hinge. Then that creates space, that creates clearance here, so you're not banging into the knees when you're dropping the bar. So the first thing for the eccentric is hips back, bang. Then from here, it's simply just going to load down, flex the knees, and then that's going to drop that bar right down. So let's see that in action. So say this is my hinge, hips back, load into my midfoot, knees travel, slack pull, wedge through, locked out. Now I want to drop the bar. First thing I'm going to do, push those hips back, create space, and drop that down through let my knees travel, midfoot, and this is the correct starting position, and that would allow me to bang out more reps, and so that's also the most efficient way to drop that deadlift bar back down in the eccentric. So that's all from me today, guys. Hope that was helpful for you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.